What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Once again, we are back on Gran Turismo Sport. I've been enjoying this game quite a bit recently. Just playing the game, not really recording, just, you know, getting some hours on it and just kind of enjoying something different that is an F1. So, yeah, I've been quite, you know, getting in tune with the handling model and the way that it takes to be fast on this game. Yeah, like I said, I've just been doing races and I've been really enjoying it. So today, as the title suggests, we're going to be delving into the online spectrum of things again. This is the daily kind of races. And, yeah, so what you're seeing here is just qualifying. I literally did 2 laps practice or warm-up, just trying to get my qualifying time on the board. And then we were matched up with an open kind of lobby. So, yeah. Here we are in the final in Suzuka. We're starting second on the grid, so after just those 2 laps, it was good enough to put me P2, so hell, I was so happy with that. And if we go on the basis of that, if we continue to, you know, find some more pace, which I believe there's more pace to be unlocked, then we could potentially win this race. So we'll see how we go. We're in a green McLaren 650S GT3 spec, I believe. And, yeah, we'll see what we can make of this race. And away we go. Rolling starts in Gran Turismo Sport for the most part. So it just makes these initial getaways quite even for the entire field. But here we are closing in on the Ferrari, heading into turn 1. He gets a little bit sideways on the approach. And we actually get a massive hit up the arse there in between turns 1 and 2 by the other Ferrari. I believe it was Troy Lee, man. So, yeah, pretty... annoying way to start this Grand Prix. It was actually, yeah, that guy right there who was rejoining on the track again. He's actually turned across us again in the S's. And at this point, I didn't actually know it was that guy that initially hit me off. So I thought, oh, all these people in this lobby don't know how to drive. And I was hit by the red mist, you could say. And that guy in the Ferrari, Troy, just can't keep it on the track. His safety rating, or whatever it is, will be definitely taking a massive plunge after this race. But yeah, after that, I got my head down, I got a few positions back, and now we're chasing down the Australian in the McLaren. Now, at the time of doing this, I actually thought it was this guy in front of me that hit me off on the first lap, and so I had him as target number 1 to just get by him no matter what happened. And I almost didn't care if I kind of gave him a little bit of rough treatment or if I dive bombed him up the inside or anything like that. So looking at this now with a bit of hindsight, I will apologize for the actions that you will see a little bit later on in this race. But we're chasing him down. I'm being very eager to try and catch up to him if I can. But we're catching up to another lap car and a Lancer, which is really getting in the way. Thankfully enough, he runs wide at the perfect point, and we're kind of cleared of that potential danger. But now we can focus on getting in front of him. We're in the slipstream now of the McLaren, and we might have a look at getting him up the inside into turn 1 and 2. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We draw alongside here on the straight, and he swerves at us just ever so slightly, enough to kind of break the slipstream and break our momentum. We dive up the inside, and he squeezes us at turn 1. We get a slow down penalty, and he gets us back up the inside anyway. So yeah, very interesting moment there. GTR also turned across us there, but thankfully didn't, you know, interfere with us. There's the slight movement. Might have been lag, or it might have been intentional, but here, this was a pretty opportunistic move from me. I'm not too sure if that was entirely my fault. I think there was a little bit of blame for me there in that incident, but at the same time, you could leave a little bit of space there on the apex. To be fair, it probably is a little bit tough to know exactly where cars are, especially when the kind of indicators are, since you don't have them on this game versus the F1 games. But we smash up the inside of the McLaren driver. He ran wide at the final part of the S's. Now, I'm not too sure if he got lag bubbled off or what, or if he just ran wide on his own. But we got ourselves back up into P2 and basically recovered where we managed to start this race. It took us the whole 4 laps or 5 laps to get there. But we did it in the end in the Suzuka short circuit layout. The one that's exactly the same as F1 2017. So I had absolutely no issues getting up to speed with the layout and getting the most out of the car. So that was that race. I instantly wanted to do another one, and the only one, or the closest starting time to the one we've got is the N300 one, and that's with the slower cars. Last weekend or the other day, we were racing in like a Hyundai Genesis, and today we've been forced into driving a Honda Civic Type R. So if you guys know this road car in real life, you'll know it's front wheel drive, and when it comes to driving front wheel drive cars, they are a real handful. They're a lot different to what I'm used to. All I'm used to driving is rear wheel drive cars, not only in racing games but in real life too. My car's rear wheel drive, and driving something that's just driven by the front wheels, it took me a while to get used to. I couldn't get on the power as early as what I wanted to. You just get that torque understeer, is that what they call it? Just the understeer when you put the power down. So I did my best over the 2 or 3 laps practice that I did. I round back the brake bias to the rear just to get the car rotated a bit more, and we put in a decent time, one that was good enough to get us third for this race here in Brands Hatch. So again, really underprepared when it comes to just qualifying for these races. I just wanted to get a time in, so I was fairly close to the front and was in a fighting chance to have a good race. So here we go for the second race of this video. If you guys are enjoying these Gran Turismo Sport videos, by the way, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to see plenty more of these videos. I guess the rate at which these videos get liked or get viewed is probably going to determine the success of future videos, so make sure you continue the support. But away we go for this second race now. Heading into turn 1 at Brands Hatch, I wanted to take it very cautiously, especially on the first lap, because it is so easy in these cars, or on this game, just to overshoot turn 1. It's quite mad to lose time. But into turn 2, we dive up the inside of the white Honda Civic, and I don't think he knew I was there on the inside. He just turned across me, and we made a little bit of contact, but fair enough. We got into P2. I ran in a little bit deep into this next left-hander, and I thought I was going to get undercut there, but the guy that we just overtook completely ran wide and was out of the game there. But now we're chasing down Kaz, the Japanese driver. He was actually the guy who won the last race, so a familiar face, I suppose, and I know he's going to be quite tough to beat. But he's made a mistake, a major one at turn 1. We go clean around the outside into turn 2. He's still on our inside, so I want to leave him a little bit of space and see if we can execute this move cleanly. We set a purple sector, which is nice to see, but we've run in a little bit deep into this next left-hander again, and Kaz gets the undercut on me and gets back into the lead. So this could be a potential ding-dong battle, shall we say, for the lead of this Grand Prix. He runs wide a little bit through that fast left-hander, and that allows us to have a little look up the inside into the final corner. I noticed that section of the track is where I was excelling, because I made a major mistake in practice where I just completely misjudged that corner. So from there on in, I knew that I had to slow up a little bit more, and I noticed a lot of other drivers getting caught out by that. So that was one spot of the track where I was really, really strong. But heading into turn 1, once again, Kaz has made another mistake, this time even bigger, and we capitalise because we're just that much closer, and we take the lead of this Brands Hatch Grand Prix. Hopefully from here we can just hold on to it with only like a lap and a half to go. So yeah, at this stage I'm just pushing on as much as I can, trying to, you know, break away from him and just really secure the race victory. But heading into turn 1 here, I brake at my normal point, but for some reason the car just went straight on. I don't know if I just braked that a little bit too hard, turned it a little bit too early, and the tyres couldn't accept it. But I just went straight on there, and that was a really costly mistake. We dived to the inside to have a look up the inside of Kaz. Nothing really doing there. He has been covered off. And yeah, we're going to have to see if we can get the move back. Kaz seems to be a really good, fast, and clean driver. One which we haven't really seen much of in these Gran Turismo videos. All the guys online here seem to be pretty... Oh, my dinner's ready. Ignore that. Well, we're going to continue on here. You can see here, he's really slow through his fast left-hander. I turn in early, slow it up more, and we might have a little opportunity heading into the final corner. Nothing quite doing there. I'm being really smooth and progressive on the throttle to minimize that, you know, power on understeer. But in the end, Kaz is going to hold on, and he is going to get the victory 2 in a row in this Gran Turismo video when it comes to online. So there we go. Pretty intense race. I really enjoyed that battle, and it's good to see that you can have a nice, you know, hardly contested and clean race on something that isn't an F1 game, which I really, really enjoy. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, see plenty more racing game content. Like I said, if this video gets a good amount of support, I will continue the Gran Turismo series. And, you know, if I do continue the series, let me know what cars and tracks you want to see in the future. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, I'll see you next time.